viewership because she streams. I said, you get so much viewership and 90% of her people are men. And I said, because you always acknowledge them and you make a place where they feel like they can be heard. So even though they're halfway across the country and they're not trying to get, coochie from you or anything else like that, it's like men rarely.
Oh, they are, but they just don't.
I mean, they would like to, but at the same time, like
too big of a barrier.
It's too big of a barrier. But what I'm saying is, like, of course, if we always, there's always the hope, of course. But as far as like, but I said, but to be honest, they really rock with you because when you come in the room, they're like, oh, hello, Fly Guy 22 or something else like that. Like, you acknowledge them, you speak with them, you give them that time that they don't even get from their girlfriends. And it's kind of crazy where it's like you said, a lot of times.
They probably don't even have girlfriends.
Or they don't have girlfriends.
Because but the thing is that they're being acknowledged by somebody that they're attracted to.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so it creates this.
A feminine energy where I'm inspired by, but she also listens to me.
If you never get to stay in the same room with her, you still look forward to
that. Like, I'm going to be acknowledged. I'm going to have interaction.
This girl that I like actually pays attention to me.
And the crazy thing is, I hear that, and like you said earlier, the fact is, no, but we're not listening to each other because, in all honesty, that's all women want too. And so I said, everybody wants the same, and nobody's giving the same, and then nobody's listening, and so it's just this big.
But then the second part,
but it's like the church, right? So I'll tell you what. So, how many churches have you been to that don't pass around a collection plate? Why? And guess what? Have you ever seen a consistent church full of cheerful givers? No, because the expectation that the church puts on people to put into that plate, and then the comparison of who put what and who didn't put what, right, creates this whole begrudgingly, I'm doing this because I feel like I have to, not because I want to, right? And so I tell you, to the relationships, you have men who do things because the dynamics are created. This is what I have to do. I have to seem like I'm listening to you. I have to act like I care. But on the end of it, you know what? I really don't. Because when the shoes turn, ain't nobody listening to me. Don't nobody give a damn.
As Kendrick would
Everybody's telling you, suck it up and keep on moving. Yet and we take it to a kid. A boy fall down, scrub his knee. It's like, suck that shit up. Don't let the world see you cry. Suck that shit up. A girl scrub her knee. It's like, oh, poor baby. Get up. Get her some napkins. It'll be okay. And that's just the way it is. And so, I know women want to be heard and women want to be seen and they want to be in these spaces, but you have to create that for your partner too.
Absolutely.
Or they're just going to do it
Which was my
begrudgingly.
point.
You're right. But I'm saying but that's what I'm saying. They're going to do it. But it's not, because what I'm saying is, I'm talking from a man's point of view, why they act like that. I'm not saying,
I understand.
I'm not saying that you were wrong. I'm saying this is why they act like that, is because they feel like they're doing everything they have to do is based off of the one of another person, and nothing that I want is ever prioritized.
Which is the problem. That's and then I hate social media sometimes because words become so trending that they lose their meaning. And so we see the word reciprocate, and everybody preaches reciprocation, but nobody actually does it. And so because nobody's listening and nobody's reciprocating, and then we want to find out, well, why is everybody single and why aren't relationships lasting? Because a lot of y'all are selfish. Most of y'all don't listen. And even though you think you're reciprocating in the way you want to be reciprocated, not in the way they want to actually receive you. And those are the issues that y'all got to talk about too. So it's just.
Or the way you think relationships should look like, because we converted it with social media,
and
all that.
And the cars and the trips and the things. And he's going to know in 6 months whether he wants to marry you or not. And if he doesn't know in 6 months, you need to leave that nigga. Wait, what? 6 months? That's it? Yeah. That's all he gets? That's all he gets?
5 years is too long, but 6 months is too short.
5
years is too long, but 6 months is too short.
I got to commit to my insurance for 6 months, but no, for real.
Like, wait,
I come in,
what?
but you
Shorty
guys
had to
tell
come
me
out.
6 months
Yo,
ain't
I wanted up front, and my rider is.
You know what I'm saying?
she's-
Listen.
that's terrible.
Now, after 6 months, you know what I'm saying, we can figure out if I want to go forward, and then I'll figure out if this is what I want to go.
Right,
man,
but
you know what I'm
you
saying?
need to know in
In
6
6
months
months,
whether you
I'm
want to
gonna-
marry me, not just date me, but marry me and spend forever with me, or you're
Yo,
taking too long.
and
I
you're
don't even know if
listen,
I want to
listen.
change careers in 6 months.
Yo, and then
Bullshit.
yo,
If y'all don't-
and then
bullshit.
I gotta adopt your kids too. What?
And I gotta adopt your kids.
Horrible.
There's a whole no shit. It's just wild.
I can't with you today. I can't with you today.
It's
God
wild.
damn it.
And then want to know why relationships ain't working. This is wild.
I can't with you today.
You are
bro.
tuned into the Black Pew Podcast. Cameron been getting us
Oh
all.
man, for a whole hour,
For a whole
bro.
hour,
He's
he been
been
getting
on one, dog. I wish y'all could hear that.
Do not ask him
Oh man,
about
I don't know. God
Bavarian, about Bavarian culture,
bless. Yo,
Mixed with African culture.
mixed with African
yo,
culture.
chill, Trey. It's for the culture. Yo, Amber.
No,
Yo, you
talking
gotta
to
do.
me.
You gotta do better. You gotta do better, Queen.
He
God bless
talking about
you.
he want to serve jerk bratwurst.
I know that.
Nigga, jerk bratwurst. Stop. He said jerk bratwurst.
Yo, that's gotta be a thing. That's trademark. This is Black Pew Podcast trademark.
He want
Okay.
the
Oh.
what is it?
Oh.
He want the gold and the
Oh man.
He want the yellow and the green on
Yeah,
top of
let's
the
look.
Bavarian houses and all
Yeah,
that stuff.
yeah. We want that kente cloth print.
yeah.
You know,
Special.
all over Leavenworth or whatever like that.
I want that
Show
World War-
about
I'm not
show
doing
about
this
these
with y'all.
German
Yeah,
these
World
German
War
queens.
Victory special. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
World War II.
You need to take over Leavenworth during Black History Month.
Yo, I'm telling you, the collab will be crazy. Listen,
Oh
we see
my
a collab sitting on the
God.
couch right now. God bless her.
I'm
You're
done.
Okay, but yeah, we ready. I'm sorry.
The wizard comes.
We got one question. I got one question since we don't got that much time. Well, we got a lot of time, but
We got an hour.
So we got a lot of time.
We
got a lot
don't
of
have a
time.
lot of time.
Yo, we
got
got
an hour.
yo, Trey, go with it, man. You run this. Okay, yeah. I'm ready.
okay. It's the wizard time. This either or. Okay. Okay. I got a ton of them.
We just need one.
I know you need two.
Okay, we need two.
Yeah, we ready. I'm gonna make light work of this.
Spit it out. Spit it out.
Pick them randomly.
Nah, he got some heat right now. That's what's he doing.
Yeah,
Okay.
pick them randomly.
Have fingers not work on any touchscreen.
Wow, that's frustrating.
Or-
Oh
Actually,
no,
I'm
that's
already
a
mad.
dub.
I'm
That's already a
mad.
dub.
Or what?
Or
I had an iPhone. Are you serious?
forget how to speak your native language.
What? So what language am I speaking? Let me tell you
Well,
something.
I can rock with Spanish.
I mean, technically, none of us, we've all forgot how to speak our native language and
That's
shit. That
hilarious.
shit
I
got
mean,
whipped out of
there's
us centuries ago and shit. You know what I'm
hilarious.
saying? I
There-
ain't
there's
gonna
that
lie.
technical-
Meanwhile, I've
technicality.
missed two.
Yeah, you got
So,
me.
question: Can I speak? Can I speak another language? Can I speak Spanish?
But it's everywhere you go now.
I gotta speak Spanish everywhere I go, right?
Or you can't touch any, or touchscreens don't work for you.
Let me tell you something. I would
Touch
love to
screens
touch
don't
screen
work for me?
And I can text you and not talk.
Hey, check
Nah,
this out.
nah. We Spanish. We going with Spanish. God bless.
But you
Nah,
speak
I'll do
Spanish.
I'll do the touchscreen thing,
But
because
it's
then
good.
I can just do voice to text, and I can use Siri.
But how you gonna turn on voice text?
I would.
One, all you have to do is say, Siri, I want to text such and such,
And she'll
and
do
it
it.
goes to the text
and
messages.
she adds stuff to your
Yes.
texts. She
Yep.
adds stuff to
Really?
your calendar.
Yes, bro.
Siri's lit.
See? And you need to
She
get an
can Google
iPhone.
stuff.
Yeah.
You over here-
Yo, stay where you
No,
need
I
to be.
got an
Stay
iPhone.
stay
I
where you
got
need to be.
an
Oh,
iPhone.
okay.
I got an
I'm
Oh
about
man.
to say.
I know.
So I was saying, first thing, I
I
was
know
saying,
Siri can do all that.
Oh,
Yeah, she
So I
adds
was
stuff to your calendar. She Google stuff for you. She texts people. She FaceTime babes.
She'll send your data file to the FBI. She'll do all that.
Yeah. All you gotta do is hit it
Minor
in.
technicalities. First, we're about Fight Club. We'll talk about Fight Club. We'll bring that up. Just chill
We'll
out.
talk about Fight
Chill,
Club.
chill out.
Just send your files to the CIA. Yo, she do all that. Listen,
Yeah, I'm about to say,
she got
yeah,
you.
Android first.
She got
need
you.
to- the first thing you need to do is throw your phone away, or
Listen.
sell it for like $20, and then
No,
take the
come on.
$20 and buy
I
an
got an
iPhone.
iPhone.
Yo,
So now your
yo.
iPhone, your Siri
No,
got
good.
you.
Siri
No,
got
no,
that stuff.
no hablo
I don't
inglés.
wanna-
No,
I don't
no,
want to
we're good.
enable. Y'all see that video of that little
You
kid?
can actually change your voice too.
Really?
Yeah, they got you. Could, I think they
Got
got
a
a girl named
British
Samantha.
chick,
But can you-
black, British.
Samantha.
Can you-
They got male's voice.
No,
Yeah.
no. But do they have like a southern voices? Because there's like I would love.
I don't think so because
I don't
there's some
think so.
voices that are hard. Like there's some voices that are hard for it to say, like for you to understand it.
Yeah.
I think they do
Nah,
have.
they
Like,
need to. They need to
I
do
do
something.
think they have like celebrity modes that you could download, like Snoop Dogg or something
I
like
didn't know
Samuel
that.
that.
Jackson.
That's
I
cool.
need what I need is listen.
That's how
I
Call of
might
Duty-
even change to iPhone if they had like someone from Baton Rouge or
I had
New
Call of
Orleans.
Duty.
First of
I had
all,
a Call of
because I'll
Duty
pay
that,
for that. I'll give you little
I
$2
would pay.
for
I would
that.
pay $3 a month for that.
I actually had a Call of Duty where Snoop Dogg was the narrator. Like you could pay
What?
to get
Oh,
Snoop
that's
Dogg to narrate.
fine.
It was
That's
actually pretty fine.
Yeah,
That's
that's pretty dope. I can
Yeah,
respect
it was
that.
like dope. He was saying,
Listen, if my
But
phone,
actually, I need to be using my touchscreen, so y'all can take my little funky voice.
yeah, no, yeah, you can take my voice.
Because I
The
can
touch-
email
swear
you, I can
I
text you.
swear
If
that
my
female
screen is
only
working,
use-
then I can do whatever I
This
need
is
to
why
do.
females use touch screen because I hear
That's it.
Yeah,
So
no,
you-
they have to have that. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta
a
do
bunch
it.
of
I gotta
Timberlands
do
just
it.
I
making
think-
beats and shit.
yeah,
When I,
I
work
think-
in customer service, if I can send emails to my clients, I'm all right. It's lit. I need to be able to touch all my things.
It's so true.
I need to be able to
Yo,
touch
when I
all
was
my
at my
things.
job,
But what was it?
Yeah.
But what if it was a language you couldn't understand? Like you didn't know, like nobody around you knew.
see,
That
you
happens all the
You
time.
putting sauce
Check this out.
on it.
How many
putting
times
sauce on
have
it.
you been
So they
in
gave
a
you
Mexican
Swahili?
restaurant?
If they gave me Swahili, of course I would have to go back to I would have to be like I was blind. I have to do TTYL or whatever.
You get
Like,
Rosetta Stone or
Right.
something.
yeah. If it was something that nobody understood, like I speak, I don't know. Does Aramaic
Swahili.
even have like a
That's
stone?
hilarious.
That's wild.
Who knows?
Give you like.
Well,
farce.
first you gotta do your 23andMe and figure out who you is,
Yeah.
and then you
Okay.
I mean,
So if
we
it's
all
something,
ain't like
if
Amber.
it's
we know where we
some-
come from.
yeah,
Actually-
exactly.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So no, I'm taking the foreign language. There are a lot of tools out there that could be used to go and translate for me, so I can get back to my former self, or I can start speaking English again. And it's just that I can't.
So you
do
could
it.
teach yourself to speak English again?
Nick, there's some
would have
stuff
to.
out there.
Oh,
There's some
you
stuff.
have to.
You would
Yeah,
have to.
you would have to,
speak-
yeah.
Teach yourself to speak English, which
Yeah.
is the hardest language to learn.
Yeah, but this is the
Yeah.
thing. But there's a couple. I can listen to enough rap music to know what things I need. It'd be pretty funny too in my
It'd be
my
hilarious.
trajectory.
You would know the
Whatever-
word gun.
Huh?
You would know the
No,
word
I know
gun.
the word gun.
Bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
You know all the important words.
I would know quite a few things of switches, perk 30s, scissor.
But
I
I
don't know.
wonder if you're if you have to learn a different language, like having to learn English back, you have to learn inflection and all that stuff.
You gotta learn when to use live and live.
Yeah.
It's the same word.
But that's why I said it'd be
They're the
funny.
same
It'd be
word.
funny.
Word
But no,
is-
but the thing, but it would be funny on the process of doing it, and I
Which
could always
word
take
is it?
comedy. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So
That
so
don't
like
make no
I'd be
sense.
going there and I would say,
Read.
I was like, I said, where are
Read
the,
and read.
Yep.
you know, but I didn't say it right.
What
So,
language has it one word? Just one word.
Yeah.
That means two different things. Live and live. How am I supposed to know where you
But that's the funny part about it. Can you imagine how much trouble you get into? Like, I'll probably get into a couple fights just saying the wrong
That's
thing.
hilarious. So you're saying I can touch on my stuff, but I have to only speak my native language? Yeah, no, I'm lit. I'll have my phone and I can send little texts.
Yeah,
We'll figure it
nah.
out.
I would probably do that too, to be honest,
I'll
because
probably
not.
Touch
learn
on my stuff.
Korean because then I can say nigga.
Hilarious.
Nigga said Wong Dukong, nigga peas. That's it.
Nigga. And you let me tell you what's hella funny is
Yeah.
thinking back now, right? I gotta watch Don't Be a Menace again because did it say nigga when he walked in or did it say nigga?
Nigga.
Isn't that hello?
It's
Yes.
you.
Oh, it's you.
Is you? Is it you? It's you. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
I think it was Niga. Niggas is geniuses.
Crazy.
Niggas
That
is
is-
geniuses.
Yes.
Yeah.
If it was nigga, that's just
Ni-
genius.
you get that? Niggas is geniuses.
Niggas is geniuses. You
Yeah.
genius.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah.
All right, we ready?
What's the?
She niggas are
Come on.
keep
What's
on
the
coming.
next? What's the next one?
Nick is Nick.
Niggas and niggas and he niggas
Yo.
is driving me nuts.
Okay,
Nigga.
first topic is the Tennessee 3.
You got this.
If you don't know, now you know. If you don't know what happened, basically, 3 Tennessee congressmen and 2 congressmen and 1 congresswoman, they were protesting the lack of addressing the gun violence in Tennessee after the shooting at the Coventry school. The
Covenant 6.
Covenant 6, the 6 people who died at the private school.
Yeah.
And they were protesting in the halls of the Congress in Tennessee and the state legislature.
Well, they
And-
were on the floor.
And while they were on the floor, and they were found in that it wasn't decorum, like it wasn't
Contempt.
yeah, finding contempt basically of like this, like disrupting everything. Decorum is basically how things are supposed to flow.
Disorderly conduct.
Yep. And so basically, it was said that they were out of decorum, but also it was to the point of we need to expel them. We need to expel these 3 people because they did this, because they stood with the people.
Right.
People weren't rioting. They weren't like.
It was a peaceful protest.
It was peaceful protest. Everybody checked in
Right.
and went through security to get inside. They didn't
peaceful.
just bust
Right.
in, And so they were found. They were voted. They voted, and the 2 were expelled, and the one person that wasn't.
Gloria Johnson.
Of course.
Caucasian female
Of the Caucanese descent.
Caucanese.
and the 2 Justin Pearson and Justin
Jones, yeah.
were
Sounds like-
expelled.
Those niggas?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like
Black
sorry,
men.
continue.
Black
Continue.
men, and then they were subsequently like unanimously
One got an afro like Bushido Brown.
voted in,
He's
Okay.
black.
Yeah.
but then the other one has hair like showing up.
Yeah, no, for real.
He said-
No, serious. No, dead ass. No,
Yeah.
you're
No, I
right.
respect
He
it.
does.
Dead ass.
Silent.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
basically,
man.
like the story is crazy. The
They're,
story was
you know,
crazy.
they're up. They're up.
Yeah.
They're up.
I'm finding my words.
Boys about to have jobs. Here comes-
Well, I mean, they can't expel him again,
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like
so they're good for right now. But I mean,
they're good.
they try to call it an insurrection one. It's one thing.
Insurrection?
They did.
Wild.
Yeah.
So
That's
they
a
try to call it
crazy
insurrection one.
Wild.
Once it's used against you, you can try to use it for. You can try to label anything.
But insurrection.
Pretty
Insurrection.
much. It
They
was
wanted
their
them
way of
gone,
trying.
for real.
It was kind of. It was like one of those. It was like one of those ways of trying to be like, soften the blow of what the insurrection was, right? Because they say, it was, like a tour trip or whatever, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they were just doing a tour or whatever of the Capitol
Yeah,
building
yeah,
or whatever,
yeah.
and so that was there, and so you see, I mean, pretty much what happened. They were in recess and. One of the representatives, and I believe it was Justin Pearson, got a bullhorn, and he was communicating with the protesters, and they pretty much stood in solitude with the protesters, which in reality, and while I was trying to explain to somebody else earlier today, we were talking about like Roe v. Wade, like power being put back into the state legislations, and I was telling her, like, when you see stuff like this, you see a group of people in Tennessee, they make the trip to come down here and make sure that they're heard, and then you see people who sit in the legislator seats and they're standing in solitude with these people. That's what this is about, right? When you take the oath, to represent whatever district it may be, city, state, whatever it may be, you take an oath on behalf of the people there, and so. I think what this also shines a light on is that a lot of people take these jobs not on the behalf of the people.
Yep.
Yep.
And so, and that's what you see. A lot of the conversation behind doors got leaked, and their conversation is, well, we need to get this gun bill passed, and we need to get we need to get this pronoun bill passed, and we need to, there's no consideration for the people that you're doing this on behalf of. It's just like, let's just, I mean, it's almost kind of like slinging burgers at McDonald's. It's like, I don't care what it looks like. Let's just get them out.
It done. Let's just get it done.
Get them out, right? And so, and then their tactics were a little bit racist. They went after. I mean, let's be real. Let's talk about it. It was almost kind of like reverse affirmative action, right? And this is why I say it, because we all know. If we're being real, what affirmative action was for. It wasn't for people of color. It was for white women.
Yeah.
Because they were.
We just became beneficiaries of it. Yeah.
We were fighting for it, but at the same time, they were fighting for it too, right? Because
they knew how they could use it better. Yeah.
They were considered second-class citizens at the time.
Yeah.
They weren't the working class. They weren't any of it. They didn't start working until what? Men went off to war, right? And so when that happened, and they realized that they could be a part of the working force too, they fought for their piece in the workforce.
Yeah.
Honorably so, right? And so they passed affirmative action, but who got all those jobs? You know what I'm saying? When you see DEI became popular, who got all those jobs?
Yeah.
They weren't giving diversity, actually inclusion to like trans people or black people, Mexican people. It was white women. 70% of these companies was white women holding these jobs. So
they knew the game, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So in order to regress, the person that you can't attack the black person, you have to attack her, because then it doesn't look like you're doing it because of race. You're saying, well, she's a white woman, so it ain't because of race. What happened is they botched it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They put a Bill Cosby. It was like, you know what I'm saying? It was this ain't even supposed to go down like this. And so they had a resolution. The Speaker of the House read the resolution. Everybody kind of went through it. They were just trying to push it. One guy says, just throw the book at Gloria Johnson. Do whatever you can. Figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so they wrote up a resolution. And then Barrett, who's a former lawyer, he said, nah, dog, we can't. Before they went official with everything, he was like, I'm with you guys. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then afterwards, once he seen what they had drew up, he was like, we can't do this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I can't vote with you guys because this is wrong. And it wasn't because he had a conscience. It was because the legality part of it. The legality of, And so that's what botched the whole thing from. And I just think it's sad that you have people, when somebody is voted into an office and is actually working on behalf of the people, that's a disruptance to, and that's the sad part about it.
I remember when Ms. Brown was voted in, and I had mentioned that I think some of the seats need to have not just age limits, but like you can only sit in the seats for so long.
Term limits.
Yeah. And I remember had mentioned that just because they're so out of touch. I hear stuff like this, and I think this is a perfect example of why some of y'all don't need to be here. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because not even just it being it was a peaceful protest about something that needs to be fixed. And y'all refuse to address the fact that something does need to be in place. Do I have the answers as to what and how? No, but something does need to be put in place. And the fact that they were peaceful, and you guys called it an insurrection, of all the words to use, not a riot, not even if you would have called it an unpeaceful.
That's a hard body word. That's a wild
word. But it was used against them.
But and so it's just wild to just hear like they called it a what?
And it fit correctly against them.
And
well,
so
it's just like reverse racism.
Right.
You call a white person racist, and then you put a white person in a predominantly black area, and they're reverse racism. I'm the minority now.
Right. So I just hear that, and I'm like, this is exactly why some of y'all don't need to be there. And then I hate like, well, that's ageist to say. Well, but also their mindsets aren't as progressive as they need to be to continue in those seats. Listen, we have got to start recycling some of these old white men out so we can start handling things more appropriately.
And I said, and I was expressing to someone the other day, I said, it's funny that a lot of things are hidden in plain sight. It's not even hidden. It's just that you're not tuned into the things that really matter. I said, pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. Republic is a representative government. And I had to explain to a young lady yesterday, I said, you don't vote for the things that you necessarily think that you vote for. The things that are really important, you don't vote for. This is why I've always been big on like participating in things. It's because the stuff that Amber's saying is like, that happens when you understand that you're part of a republic, that I vote for the people who vote for the things that really matter.
Right.
And so it's one of those things where it's like, dang, I really wish when they would do this vote or die stuff or all this other kind of stuff is that they would really teach people that it's like the real stuff that you're voting for, the referendums, the initiatives, the people, these are the people. It's the non-sexy stuff.
Mm-hmm. But I'll tell you like this, though.
And it's unfortunate.
But I'll tell you like this. So say we both get a book, right? Mm-hmm. But the key is I get the book 400 days before you. Yeah. So, but 10 days after you get the book, we want to do a pop quiz on the book.
Yeah.
Who's going to be more prepared?
No, you're 100% right.
And so this thing is, we are dealing with learning on the fly.
Right.
I mean, it's only 50 years ago that all this came into the purview, right? Yeah. And so we're playing from behind the game. We're educating ourselves on a system that they have educated themselves. They know the tricks. They know the loopholes.
It's everyday life.
system.
It's everyday life. Yeah.
We don't even know the loopholes yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're just getting the scheme of it. And so I think the responsible thing is to help people understand, is help them know that
Facts,
they're playing that
100%.
you're playing behind the ball, and and everybody else has created a structure to keep you behind the ball. That's
100%.
why that leak conversation was so important, because what it showed was people who were willing to regress America because they felt like that kept them in power. To hear a man say, I don't want to see this type of America because it annoys me and I feel like it's disrespectful because my father fought on D-Day. To hear a white man say that, to say, my father fought for other white men's freedom in this country. He didn't fight for Justin Jones or Justin Pearson. He fought for other white men freedom. For them to come on here and to is out of the purview. Yeah. Lets us know that this system, they didn't even want us to be even playing in it in the first place.
Yeah. And so, but I think that's the part where I find it so disingenuous that when we have these campaigns, because you got to think, even before Obama, we used to have these campaigns on some vote or die, but it's like, but you never taught us
why and when and for what and who, and that's the thing.
And that's the thing. And so you're right.
Like it's an education thing. Yeah.
And it's an education thing. And so
but
it's
if you're
like,
put
but
on the airwaves
it's
like
a while that it's like we're
still
saying this. The same issues that we had 25 years ago are the same issues that we have today.
But I'll tell you this. Education. When we said vote or die when Obama came out, right? What happened? Even before Obama.
No, but making a man.
But yes, but hold on. What did all those presidents look like?
No, they're right. Yeah.
Exactly. When Obama came out, the only reason why it was impactful is because people see it looked like change. Yeah. You seen somebody different. He spoke well. It looked like great representation. So yeah, you can say, you know what? But I'm for that. But what happened? You see more people. You see more people vote now because it started to regress, right? And you say that changes that I'm not for. So you start to see people change. One is because they want to see somebody in office. You start to see another group of people vote because they don't want to see somebody in office, right? And so you're starting to see, especially younger people, become more active.
Yeah. And the thing, I can respect that, but then becoming active versus becoming a level of education, because this is the thing. I would love for you to be active and keep on voting for the president. But my thing is that I need you to be active at a lower level.
I'm not just talking about. I'm just talking about the national level. I'm saying that sparked it.
Yeah. And I agree with that.
I think this is not against your point. I think the local, like,
they need to do something. Yeah.
Realizing the importance of the local is part of that. You having the book before me.
Yes.
Facts.
And it's a part of the, now that I'm seeing you had the book before me. There's a point where I'm like, okay, I need to. I really
gotta read a little faster.
Yeah, and I read a little faster.
I gotta change my learning curve.
I need to press upon the people beside me that we need to learn the local things affect those bigger things. Like, and it's starting to see where people are like, it's like almost like a gaze, like you looking up. Now you're like.
So please educate me. So this thing, I agree with you, but please educate me on when that has ever been a priority in the last, because like I haven't personally seen, because like I'm talking to 24 and 25-year-olds today, and I was like, that should have been.
Yes, but now you have that Hispanic chick, Angela or whatever, coming out. Like the people have to see genuine candidates, and we weren't getting that.
Yeah,
you were getting these people with talking points, these figureheads. That doesn't excite people about politics. It doesn't excite them to want to get a part of it.
But it doesn't.
It lets you know you're damned if you do, if you damned if you're not. Regardless on who I would vote for, I'm not for any of these people. I don't believe in any of their politics. Right. Regardless on if I vote or not, whoever gets in there, I'm not going to like. And that's the thing. We don't see people who look like us going for office to make us even feel like they can even affect our change. The people who are running in office don't even know what life for us is like.
Right.
Yeah. So if you're not seeing it, like having to be excited about something is it's most of our thing. It's most of us. Like
people are tangible.
Yeah.
And because people are tangible,
Yeah.
they need the excitement, which sucks because it's the education that's
Yeah.
going to get us forward. So you
And
guys are saying so.
I agree
the
with
cool
you,
thing
and it's
is
like,
you
but
guys
just
are saying the same thing.
it's on
two different parts
no,
of the same
this thing,
cloth.
and I appreciate that, and the only thing that's just
that's the
unfortunate is that it's like
intangibles gonna
I don't
keep
get
us
excited
behind.
about paying my T-Mobile bill.
no, that's
No.
true. But
Right.
if
You
they
But
cut,
you do it.
but if they sent you a text and said,
Hey,
you
hold
know,
on, time out. They just sent me a text. Hold on. They just, hold on, time out. Oh, hold on. 20th anniversary. T-Mobile. They just sent me a text. Guess what?
Yeah.
Enter, and we will pay your bill for 6 months. I was excited about that.
Come on, text message.
I
I
entered
gotta get
in
there.
5 seconds. I said, oh, boom, 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 boom.
But-
Hope I win that.
But also, if they sent him a text and said, in 30 minutes we're gonna turn off your phone if you don't pay,
Because they send those texts too.
because you don't pay a certain amount of money, you get excited and you're like, dang, I gotta actually.
But let me ask. So let me ask this question: what about if you get a text message for $42.66? You're like, nigga.
I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what that is.
You get on my nerves.
I can't.
You
do
get on my
it.
nerves.
I don't even know what that is.
I can't deal with you today.
What? I'm
My
lost.
renter's insurance.
Oh.
Oh, my renter's insurance. Fuck you.
But no, I think that
You own one today.
I think that you have like having like seeing
missed
that
it.
that your
man.
stuff is like seeing that your rights and all these things are being eroded like
Yep.
little by little is starting to spark the hey,
I agree with that.
we actually have to do more than just vote on November 3rd every 4 years because these people are doing things on the Tuesday after the on the Wednesday after the election.
Yeah.
You see how bad it
And
got though?
the message is no longer like vote or down on national level. The message is now start paying attention to these people that are in your local levels.
Yep.
Start looking at the candidates in your local levels. Start following the people because that's and what we see in Tennessee is actually heightening that.
Yep.
Because now you
I'll
start
agree
seeing
with
somebody
that
like a
100%.
Justin Pearson, a Justin Jones that are like literally protesting with people, showing up at events and working with the people on behalf of their constituents like they should.
Yep.
No, I agree. But
so now
Marv,
now-
you know, I'm going to tell you this. You know how crazy it is because Justin Pearson. So this is all part of a mosaic, right? To get us to the current picture that we have. It is so disheartening. I'm happy we're here, but it's so disheartening that we had to have that COVID niggas smoking fentanyl in the back of Taco Bells. We had to have niggas on the
That
street.
video is
We had to do
wild.
we had to do.
thing is
There was
wild.
so much stuff. I'm seeing niggas in Winnie Pooh like he's wearing a shirt, a coat, and shoes with socks, no pants. Nigga, we had to get this bad in order for people to start caring. It's wild to me.
But I don't think.
But here we
that
are.
really-
So
It's
Yeah.
terrible.
I really don't think. See, that's the difference. I think that people have always cared. I just don't think that people in power cared, and that's only a microcosm of society. Like the rest of society cares. You see people.
I think they want to care. They don't know how to care.
They don't have the. They don't feel like they're powerless.
Yeah.
No, and I agree with that.
Right.
100% agree with that.
The people are powerless. It's
Yeah.
just like we both are victims of car theft. And let's be real.
Yeah.
No, let's be
No,
real.
100%. Yeah.
'cause
Car
TikTok-
owners of
Yeah.
our type of cars
Yeah.
are powerless.
Yeah.
And that's
They're doing nothing for us.
And here's the thing: they should have been, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
They should. It should be. These local people should be like, hey, my constituents are being impacted acutely, like right
Yeah, yeah,
now.
right now,
So
yeah.
now you guys need to do something, and it should be go trickle up. Like, hey, we're mad, and we're mad, and we're ready to vote you out next time if you don't get something done. It should be like that, where it's like, man, you need to change. Like things need to change for the better,
Yeah.
and it needs to be every single time. And it's just sometimes it's just like. Oh well. Thoughts and prayers for like hope you get a hope you find about another car like someday soon. And
It's
that's
terrible. Yeah.
that's the thing, and
It's terrible. Yeah,
it's
you're right.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
like you're not gonna try to do anything about guns.
But there are people who care. So
No,
I
you're
mean,
no. Listen,
there's
there
places
are.
you go-
We're here.
There's places
We're
you
here.
can go and get a
Yeah.
free club for your car because they know that your car is getting your model car getting stolen. If you were tied in with dealerships, there's dealerships that's reaching out to you and saying we're figuring out how to bypass this. Like there are people who care, but
You have to get plugged in with them,
exactly. It's the vast majority of people care, but
Yeah.
it's only so many. It's only so much that can be done,
Yeah, it can
right?
be done.
Yeah,
And
because they should have been able to put pressure on lawmakers, to put pressure on the companies, to
yeah.
put pressure to make them, hey, either y'all pay out for these people.
Put pressure on TikTok
Because come on,
because that's what made it popular.
Let's be real.
Come on,
Yo, did we not? Yo, 3 weeks, 3, 4. Yo, like a month ago, we definitely. Yo, he's like, yo, TikTok. Yo,
hold on, no time out.
No, real talk. No, I give you no.
Time out. Because I told him on the way out.
A month ago. Wait. No, let me say. So a month ago, it's funny because Shorty got her stuff. Yo, she got her stuff tuk. It was different. Nigga,
middle of the day.
yo, and I was like, this is crazy because niggas like proximity breeds opportunity, and so you saw that, and now, was it 40 cars were stolen in one weekend in Tacoma?
That's nuts.
Bro, they stole my car,
Yeah,
blew the tire,
Yeah.
parked it in the parking lot,
Yeah.
hopped the fence, stole another car. Like
different.
No, seriously.
different. No,
But I walked out of here
yeah,
3 weeks ago
yeah,
telling Trey,
yeah,
as a Kia owner,
yeah.
the security of my car, it affects the security of my car.
Yeah.
What happened? Next week, stolen. 2 weeks later,
Yeah.
stolen.
Yeah,
Like
stolen.
literally, based off of the
A week
information
after that,
TikTok
stolen.
made viral.
And you're
Yeah.
on that whole TikTok should be a legal thing.
Yeah, no, he was no. He was on his head. He was on their head because
I
yeah.
still don't agree with that.
Okay,
I still don't agree with
and both
Yeah,
our cars is gone.
wait, yo,
our cars is
listen,
gone.
he's on an American make car. He's like, to be honest, it don't really affect me. Yo, I'm
They
chilling.
figured out how to steal Chrysler 300.
That's exactly.
No.
Yeah, don't say that.
They're not feeling charges. Facebook,
Yeah.
Instagram.
That's why,
Let's
let's go. He said, let's go.
We going back to freaking
I
MySpace.
want China to run me my change.
Yo,
man.
he said, I'm not even worried about it, to be honest.
No.
He said,
I called that shit.
No,
caught it in my
it's
own
funny. That
house,
was,
you know what I'm
listen, when her stuff got stolen, I was like, yo, this is, Marv said, he said, it's all TikTok's
No,
fault.
it's not in the middle of the day. It was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
She was out here, and she's
Appointment.
like,
They stole my shit right next to me.
I would have felt,
Wild.
it would have been, man, was it a law-abiding citizen? It would have felt like that in Bellevue.
It would have.
Cause crazy.
Oh
Yeah.
no, bro. So Chase,
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna talk about it.
Don't
on
even
here.
talk about it. It's on
I don't
camera.
hear- I
Yeah,
don't
we
even
good.
know. I don't want to
Yeah,
even let them
yeah,
know
exactly.
that
Don't
I'm
let
on
him.
to
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
I don't
exactly.
even want to let them know that I'm on
We
to
can go
it.
to the next
Yeah,
topic.
yeah.
FreakNik.
Oh gosh.
Hulu is
Wait.
produced. Hulu has finished.
Did they finish it?
No, I'm sorry. They haven't finished.
Oh, you got me
They're
low-key
almost
excited.
done. They're
He was
almost
about to go home
done.
and watch that shit.
Yo, I was just trying to see whose mom. Yo, listen. I was like, whose mom? Whose mom works in GSHS? Whose mom that works? Listen, whose mom's on DSHS? That's out here on
They're-
this video.
They're almost
can't
done with
Yo,
FreakNik 94 documentary,
That's all
and
bad.
it's
That's all
got
bad.
it has a lot of people.
they said never before seen
I'm here for
clips.
Let's
That's
go.
wild.
It has a lot of people on edge to the point of
course,
they've already got a lawsuit.
Yeah, you think about
Why?
it.
What the
Just
hell
think about
lawsuit?
how many. No,
There's-
think
there's-
about how many people now that's probably in prominent positions.
Yep, there's
That you probably see on that wild.
Ain't nothing but a hoochie mom. Ain't nothing but a hoochie mom.
There's a suit right now. It's with 3 people. 2 people are at
The original twerk video.
They're at
Come on.
they're at like
Fact.
Fortune 500 companies. They make over $1 million.
Yep.
And they're like, this will tarnish. This will show us in a bad light.
Wait,
Even though the president could have a tape saying, "Grab him in the pussy," you know what I'm saying?
but it was called.
You
But
get
listen,
fired
listen.
from your
The
job.
name.
Morality
Listen.
clause.
The
Morality
name.
clause.
The name. Okay, can we
here
be
for it.
honest? The name is wild. FreakNik.
But at the same time, it's just the same as saying like
Like, so it's like a spring break.
It's like a
Was
spring
it
break.
spring break.
Chase out.
Freak
How many-
Nick.
Chase out.
You don't I can't wait.
You don't think Bernie Sanders was fucking around with them
I'm
hippies and the
I'm
fucking...
sure he was at Woodstock or something like that.
but that's what I'm saying. There was a sexual revolution in the 70s.
No, I get you.
Well, hold on. That our president was probably part of. That our former president was probably part of. Well, we know he probably a part of that. But I'm
Yeah,
just saying,
100%,
like,
yeah.
but I'm saying like there's people who was in the Ku Klux Klan that are fucking senators in Congress and all type, like.
Okay,
So it shouldn't even matter.
But no, it shouldn't. But let's be what's real though, Marv. If I'm sitting here as an attorney, right, and then I gotta play defendant for FreakNik, and you're over there as a plaintiff, it's gonna be. I don't care if I'm Johnny Cochran. It's like, yes, this is her busting it open, but we change.
But we changed. 'Cause we
That sounds, yo, that looks
tell you.
wild. Yo, you see a picture of Shorty sprint like. Yo,
But I think part of it
looks
is like
crazy,
like
and it's called FreakNik.
the footage is a lot of it is home video.
Yeah.
Like not.
But
good
that's
quality.
you. It's on
Because that
480p,
was
but
the
it's
time.
you.
And then at the time, it was,
True.
let me tell you something. When
It's
I was
the
younger,
time.
I couldn't wait.
Yo, you know
to
Sodom
get
and
older
Gomorrah.
and go
It's
to these
time.
things.
Me too. I
Because you see it
thought
on
it was still gonna be
TV,
around when
and
I was I love that shit. I was like,
I
what?
was about to be out there.
Yo, do
Me
it.
too.
Wait. Doing what? You was gonna have a kiosk? What you gonna do?
Oh no! I was determined to get down there and do it though because TV
Yo.
made it look cool.
I was gonna have a kiosk.
I don't know what I was going
Glory
to do.
hole.
But
But I was gonna go and have
they
a
had
blast.
video. They had video of dudes like.
Yo,
bending the dick over.
okay.
Yes.
This is what I'm saying. Now imagine you're at ExxonMobil, and you're the head of regional distribution, and it's you, partition cheeks.
Yeah, because they have to.
You don't
tell
think
you-
you should take an L for that?
No, let me tell you
No,
what. I'm pretty
because I
sure
had a good
there's probably
time.
already video of you at a Jamaican dance hall.
True.
So let's be real.
but here's the
Same
thing,
shit.
It's not called FreakNik.
Same shit though.
Here's the
It's
thing,
same
though.
shit.
I was
Okay.
thinking at first, I'm like,
Hilarious.
okay, I'm like, you can. I'm like, if you're on video, nobody knows who you are. That's fine. But the thing
Videos everywhere.
about documentaries is
Yeah.
you've got to get clearance from everybody in the video. You've got to alert everybody in the video.
Okay,
You
let me
are part of the
Trey,
video that we're about to-
Trey, let me give the education
you
on this.
find
No.
everybody?
Trey, the education on this. Look at this.
But
If we
it
have
did
a
come
video-
out- it was during the R. Kelly era, right? So we could just say
No, that's
that
before.
wasn't me.
That's before.
No, I'm talking about the
You can
type
say that's
of
not.
video.
Yeah, it was
yeah,
four.
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
four,
The type
it's
of
less.
video.
It's less than 480p for some of those videos. Some of it's
Yeah.
like 240p.
Yeah, so you could do the plausible
but-
deniability like he did in the first
you,
one.
You
know
can
what
do
I'm
it, but
saying?
at the same time,
saying.
we believe what we want to believe. So that's one thing. And the second part is that sometimes people do this. I'm gonna release something knowing that I'm gonna make. Let's say I make $300 million off of this. Let's say the lawsuits start hitting. I'll fight you in court. Let's
Well,
say I
so
lose
why
100.
not-
I lose 100.
Surviving R. Kelly, they didn't get clearance from R. Kelly from that, did they? I'm pretty
No,
sure he
because-
wasn't cool with that.
No, he wasn't cool with that. But this is the thing. Look at this. When you make so much money on something, nigga, I'll take the hit for 100.
I think there's something about I thought I read something about the perpetrator of a crime.
Yes, but they falsified some of that shit too. So
But it goes back to what I just said,
Yeah.
is that you can put something out. I'll take the hit on kind of like this. When you go and you market for stuff, like if you're real estate, you do a lot of marketing, let's say for a wholesale deal.
Hold on. Can I just say this real
Yeah,
quick?
there's something.
Not saying that
Yeah.
R. Kelly didn't do what he did. I'm not gonna say that.
Yo, chill. No, I'm done. I'm done with you. Yo, chill.
No, because I'm just saying, I said they falsified some stuff.
Wait,
but I
you
don't
trying
wanna
to get
say-
on? What you?
I don't want to say
What you trying to do?
I ain't trying to
Yo.
say all that.
Yo,
No,
listen,
I'm just saying
I'm done with this.
allegedly.
I'm done with this.
I think
Listen,
that's
I'm done
why.
with
I
this.
think that's
Yo.
why. I think that's why he didn't say nothing because he's like.
Yeah, he's like,
he
nigga, I got caught. You know what I'm saying?
Listen. Yo, I'm done with him. Yo.
Yeah, I got caught, okay.
When you sometimes marketing costs money, right? Sometimes you do something knowing that, listen, I'm gonna make so much money on this deal, I'll take the L.
Yeah.
People have dropped and
Like
released
Facebook.
stuff, and so that's what I'm saying. Like, I think this documentary for Hulu is gonna get so much licensing that even if
Like
you
you
guys
said.
come back to me, it's like I'll take the hit. I'm still making.
Hulu
I'm-
hasn't even put. They haven't.
Look
check it out.
look exactly. This is how
Check it out.
big
They
it
haven't
is.
spent
Exactly.
money on
Yeah.
ads. For this.
No,
also-
we did it.
We
because
did it.
We're the problem.
Yeah, but
We are the
also-
problem. We are the
But
We're the
problem.
problem.
also, we all know that
Yeah.
Hulu pays upfront money too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
So, and they don't pay. I mean, they don't pay like. They pay money that you can get sued and took off for. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
facts. Yeah.
So they probably, if they probably gave you $150 million budget, that shit can go fast, just like that.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because if people want to get into that rear view and they want to start opening up litigation and all that type
You're
of stuff.
cool. Yeah.
Oh, whoever did that documentary is finna drown.
No, but I'll say this. Look at
And
this.
they're not-
Look at this.
Unless
Hulu-
unless they can get the rights from Hulu and find somewhere else to sell it,
But no,
Hulu
but look,
Hulu eventually owns it. So Hulu's gonna make the money. Whoever makes the documentary
FreakNik is 99% what? Black people, right? Okay, so then you're gonna have to go through litigation with all these people, and I have to stand before a white judge. I'm making the Hulu documentary right now, and I'm doing a limited series after that.
Yep. Okay.
I'm getting the cake off of that.
Okay.
I'm letting Shorty partition cheeks. I'm letting nigga over there.
If you have the right lawyer, they can present the case to say that this is defamation of a certain
cool.
type of...
No, you get $3 million. You get $10 million. You get $5 million. I'm still up.
Yes. No. Hulu, but that's what I'm trying to tell you is Hulu's up at the expense of the person who made this, because it's not going to go per view on Hulu. Yeah. It's going to go on who sold it to them.
Yeah, no, facts. No, I agree with you.
What I'm saying is, I'm not talking about Hulu in the conversation.
Yeah.
I'm talking about you're putting somebody else in harm's way. So, all these other people are going to make all this money, but somebody's going to get fucked in the end.
100%.
And Hulu's still going to make the money. That's the problem.
Yeah, but this is the thing. It's a business. So if it's a business, guess what? I have my corporation.
As Hulu, in order for me to buy it from you, you have to cross all your T's and dot all your I's. I shouldn't be buying fraudulent fucking media.
100%.
But you're saying it's okay. Like, no.
It's not okay. It's a business move.
No, buy the fraudulent media on the front end, and whatever happens on the back end happens.
Because a lot of times, when they get sued, everybody gets sued.
Yes.
Hulu, the filmmaker, if they come with a suit.
And who gets to make that decision? Who gets the bread?
Hulu got a conference room of lawyers.
Yeah, but they still get sued, though.
They still get sued.
But they got a conference room of lawyers, and that it's easier for them to settle. A filmmaker, as an individual...
I agree with you on that, 100%.
That's what I'm saying.
That's 100%. This thing, 100% agree with that. But you know what Hulu does after that? You can't really afford nothing. I'm going to buy the rights, and we're going to make a second documentary after that.
That's a problem.
Yeah. It's a problem, but I'm saying that's probably what'll happen.
I'm saying the problem's not okay.
It's not okay.
I feel like
it's not okay.
A really, really fun topic and made it really, really deep.
I don't know.
No, they're getting shorty. People are getting partitioned in this.
I think it's gonna.
It's terrible.
I think it's gonna. I don't think it's fun.
I think
it's not fun.
I think it's
no, it's not fun.
I think it's gonna be great because it's
he said I think it's gonna be great.
It's terrible. It chronicles a time
because it's gonna be softcore porn.
Yo.
It chronicles a time when culture was fun.
Yeah, they're gonna blur a lot of stuff out.
Yo.
I mean,
I don't want to know.
Blur it out? Nah, they ain't blurring it out.
That's like
they got to.
You think?
Yeah.
Man, they gonna show it after 9 o'clock.
That's like it's being 110 degrees outside. Your neighbor's got a swimming pool and you can't go over. That's what dropping FreakNik is like.
Yeah,
you know
it's gonna be terrible.
Because I personally wanted the experience myself. I don't want to see all the fun everybody else was having in 1994.
You wanted a kiosk? Yo, this nigga wanted a kiosk at night.
About to be.
You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be like.
You want to be front live and direct. Yeah, that's what you want.
I wanted it to end to where we could
maybe
be
like 2018.
Show the FreakNik and you heard Cash Money taking over
the 9 and 2000. Listen,
that's what I was looking for, but they didn't make it that far.
See,
would not have lasted.
They didn't make it that far.
Listen. And I would have been the only one. I would have been out here passing programs out. I would have been out here on some WWE.
That'd have been FreakNik's inaugural song. Back that ass up. Yeah, show that.
FreakNik should have went. Because I always thought it was going to go from there to like being different in different spots over and over. It would have been dope if it was in different spots.
Nah, you had to have it in Atlanta. It's Black Hollywood. It's Black.
All that.
True.
Yeah, it's gonna be really interesting.
The only place that we can be where we want.
It's Mecca, yeah.
Without penalization.
Yeah, it was Mecca. So I mean, I appreciated what FreakNik could have been, like you said, but it was just like, bro, y'all didn't even set yourselves up for like success for real. It was just too much going on.
Yeah, it was too much. It was wild.
It was too fun for black people.
Exactly.
We could never have.
And it's called FreakNik. That's what it's too fun.
Black success and black fun is always met by white rage.
But here's the thing, though. It wasn't any different. I think, okay. It was.
Girls Go Wild went on forever. Guess what? They used to have commercials. There was no FreakNik commercial.
We saw it.
Late at night. Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, though. Those girls gave consent for all those videos, and they did them in a certain location.
Not with the documentary that's coming out on Girls Gone
Oh,
Wild.
there's a documentary for real?
Yes.
Oh, there is.
excited.
Oh, yes.
Because I know.
Oh,
I like
yes.
things, so
Oh
I'm
yes,
excited.
there's a documentary on Girls Gone Wild.
Come
The
on.
dude who ran it, and there was some
company-
wild shit that was
What
going on.
company is he over? What company is he over?
I can't remember, but I just seen it because it was a commercial, and I thought it was a Girls Gone Wild commercial. I was like, they still do these motherfuckers, and it was a commercial about the documentary. Some girls have came out talking about their experience with Girls Gone Wild.
That'll be even bigger than the FreakNik.
Come on, let's
That's
go.
gonna be crazy.
I'm excited for that.
Because that was so popular. We see those commercials.
Yeah, no, like literally,
all-
like if you stayed up past 11 o'clock, you're
Yeah.
seeing.
Oh, you definitely
yeah,
seen the Girls Gone Wild
yeah,
commercial.
yeah.
It was an infomercial.
So the question:
It wasn't
if
a
FreakNik would have made itself where it's like, oh, there was actually like a video, that would have been different.
But I think the porn industry would have suppressed that too, because they don't like black people doing porn.
What?
Unless they fucking white girls.
Dang, we went somewhere different. That's crazy.
No, it's real.
no, it's real, but
Yeah.
I didn't expect
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
to go
Because
here.
if they would have said, "Oh, we can make money doing this,"
If you can capitalize off it, they're cool with it.
they would have been like.
That's why I'm saying if
we
FreakNik,
don't
if
wanna see
FreakNik could have been bought in terms of that capacity, where it's like we could have monetized the distribution of this particular this footage or whatever the case may be, we wouldn't be talking about how
They
we're talking
Yeah,
right
but
now.
then that would have changed how FreakNik looked.
It would have. You're not 100%. It
They
had
could've-
sponsorship.
they could've made this
that.
shit-
It doesn't.
Yeah.
Colt 45 to 11 Reserve. They would have had all kind of nonsense on there.
Yeah.
Lifestyle Magnum,
They
lifestyle
could've made it
condoms,
safe. If they could have made
Magnum
it FreakNik
condoms.
safe, it would have been. It would
Children.
have lasted longer. Like people was getting assaulted and all that stuff. That's what kind of shit.
Did you guys watch a True Life one?
Yeah, I mean, niggas fight over pussy. That's just what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And
Which is wild.
People getting assaulted, women were getting sexual assault and all that stuff.
And-
Okay, can we also talk about the other reality? I feel like 70% of the people who went to FreakNik weren't even in college.
Oh no,
No, that's facts.
it was down there.
There was mad
Actually,
guys because
it's
on
down
True Life
there.
I was watching it. I was like, y'all coming here from whatever college here and there. I'm like, man, most of these people
Yeah, a lot of
them from
A lot of
anywhere.
them look like 30. Like
They were like, yo, they're
They're
from
down
30.
here.
I
I
was
thought
like,
that way
why?
even about like MTV Spring Break. Y'all niggas don't go to school.
Yeah,
just
y'all
here
are
on the
old as
TV.
crap.
I always wanted to go to that too.
Me
oh
too,
my
because
goodness.
I
I
was
used to
watching the
lie.
real
They
world
was
and
in
the
the
Road
beach
Rules and doing all the
house.
stuff, and I seen all those little spring breaks. And I
Yeah.
wanted to go so bad.
They had the beach house lit for 2 weeks.
I was scared of the spring break.
I
Aren't
was
you
low
all of
key,
it?
yeah.
No, I was scared of it.
I just knew I was about to turn 18 and
I
do
used to
all the
feel
things.
like
and
I
that is
go
just
to-
not what happened.
It was something about seeing, and then you know, please don't torch me for this, but it was something when I was young about seeing a group full of white people that made me feel like
It
I'll
felt-
go
made you
there
feel
and get
scared.
AIDS. No, they're like,
It's not AIDS.
Wait, I didn't get
time out.
Yo.
This is why. It's because
Horrible.
growing, seriously.
Yo,
No, come on.
yo, no, please. I'm sorry. Forgive me.
So
All right.
so at one point in the 90s, there were, you know, like people, you know, raised big parties.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff
no,
like that.
facts,
People
facts,
get
okay.
pricked with needles and all that
Okay.
type of stuff. So I would always, and that would I only hear about that shit in like white people parties.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so when I
alright.
used to see like these big white people parties and shit, I used to be scared. I'd be like, damn, people probably fucking passing AIDS out and shit in them motherfuckers. and
That's
shit.
So
Wow.
mine was okay. So what you just
Your
said, it was
logic isn't
similar.
off.
So you used to like MTV. They would have the big thing like Cisco's performing the
Yeah.
thong song and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I was always scared of just catching a case. Like I was around and it's like it was him.
Yeah.
That's
That's
why
I don't go to Miami.
Yeah.
That's
So
why I won't go to Miami.
So that's what I thought. Like that's why I was like, it seems fun because like even just on some fun non-sexual stuff, it just seemed fun. But it's like there's too many people who look like me that could be assessed as what's the name because there's too many of them and they could just point out. You know, we've seen Rosewood, so
Let me tell
niggas
you
know
I
what it
just
is.
feel like
Yeah.
there's
I
too many
wasn't thinking
BBLs
about
in Miami.
none of that.
I
while
know
was
you
watching
weren't.
TV. I was just trying to go and have a great time, and y'all was just thinking about all the things.
He's thinking about he's about catching AIDS, and I was over here
Y'all were
thinking
like,
about catching a
there's
case.
nothing wrong with
I was
that.
catching the
Let's be
case. He was
real.
catching the
Let's
virus.
be
be
I was
real.
trying to go and shake my ass on the TV.
Let's be
like
real.
everybody else was shaking their ass on the TV.
Let's go big. Just growing up being a black male in America, you got PTSD about
Yeah,
everything.
y'all think about
yeah,
that,
you do.
listen.
You do.
Yeah, 'cause
About
it's, in the,
Remember,
it's in the back of your head. Like,
Yeah, it's like-
this situation. could
What,
go
what,
left.
did Mr. Big say? He's like, "Cause I'm about to catch a case."
I was trying to go on the
That's what I
TV
thought.
and shake my ass
That's
like
why
everybody else was shaking their ass.
it's too
That's
many.
what we
Like
was
for me,
doing.
it's too
Yeah.
many. Like you know, like
There's a lot of
exotic type of women with
Yeah.
BBLs in Miami. That's
Yeah.
why I don't go to Miami. Cause I feel like I catch a case out there.
Catch a case, get finessed.
Yeah,
Something
That's
so
like
wild.
I
that.
feel like I might try to grab
Like, I
some
gotta
cheeks or
go.
something.
Yo,
I ain't gonna
yo,
lie
he
to
always
you,
be.
bro.
I be feeling like I'm
I
on the
ain't
same
gonna lie
path,
to you,
and
bro.
he take a left.
It's like, you know, have you ever been to a little sushi spot? A sushi spot, they got the little turn bill, and you just grab.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I would look at
Yo.
it in Miami. Just like, what? Oh, shit.
I'm so grateful that you've been delivered. Nigga's wild.
Last topic is AI.
Yo, he said a sushi term.
Y'all wilding?
You got a
Is
lot
AI
going on.
gonna take over everything?
Yes.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I feel like
I think COVID helped that.
COVID helped.
disagree.
COVID helped speed it up, but I think also AI. There's only a limit before you actually. It can't do some things. There's still some things it can't do. There's still some things that it won't be able to do for a while.
Well, it can't show emotion or empathy, and that's one of the things that people are learning coming out of COVID is that people miss.
That's
You don't
important.
You don't want to, like, everything's so automated. You call something, and it's automated. It has no feeling behind it. You can't really talk to the person. And if you really listen to people, sometimes the biggest problem they have, like if they call somewhere and they can't get a hold of nobody.
Yep, they can't get hold of a human.
People still want human-to-human contact.
Yep.
And so it's going to be hard to replace it with AI. I think you can subsidize it with AI places, but you're never going to be able to replace it because people want that compassion, that empathy. They want to be able to go somewhere and you can feel where they're coming from, and not being so desensitized to
I don't disagree, but also people are adaptable. And if we're put in positions to where, hey, you guys, we're going to start trying this, and if we see it enough, eventually we'll adapt to not having it. And so, though I don't disagree, because we're created to want that. I also feel like just like with COVID and we had to do the masks, we all adapted. And we all learned to breathe through them, and we all learned to live. And even now, we have to make certain appointments, and we got to do. Even now, things are hard to get into certain situations because they've taught us how to adapt. This is what we're putting in position. You guys now have to adapt and assimilate to it. And so the thing about AI is, though, I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. I do think at some point they're going to start, because they already have started. I was trying to do something the other day and I couldn't get to anybody. Cash App doesn't have any real customer service. A lot of these companies are sticking over, which is funny because I am a customer service rep, and so it scares me.
But didn't the dude that owned it, didn't he just?
He got cyber.
Eventually, they are going to start putting things in place, and we will learn to adapt.
He hadn't owned it in a while though.
So two things about that was interesting. I wanted to actually check before would see if there was a non-compete agreement because those usually last a duration or a term. When I heard about that happening, I'm like, he hasn't been in the game for a second, but at the same time, usually, like, let's say even if you
contract non-compete clause, so
for a period of time. So
like 10, 5,
so that
10
was one thought. But going back to like the Amber's point and also Mars' point is that the issue is the reason why George W. Bush, way back when, he said keep spending your money when we're in the middle of the downturn, like the really big economic collapse. Is that ultimately speaking, right now there's a program called the GRIP program, and basically what it is basically talking about universal income that they guarantee. So where that comes from is forget even about AI. Technology has been so good that it's like I can replace that customer service, like let's say 15% of customer service jobs. Is that now you're in a place where if we replace this many jobs, we don't have as much money floating in the economy. So now. So to be honest, a lot of times it's incentivized that, like I said, going back with Marv's thing is like you do still need some of these positions that are very human based because what happens is if you don't have that, you're gonna have to end up giving niggas bread anyways because you need to keep money flowing in the economy, especially right now when we're a lot of people are trying to go off of the American U.S. dollar reserve. You need to keep money flowing as much as possible so that we can continue to have an economy because what happens is when the money slows down or if it's being hoarded in one particular place, what happens? The dollar loses, and then on top of that, now everything the sociological issue goes down even worse because when niggas is broke, things get bad. You get promo codes on coochie. You get all that kind of stuff happen. You get all the worst things that can happen. The theft, the murders, all that kind of stuff. Domestic violence all goes up. Yeah, it's all happens.
I think the thing about it is like they're like, AI is going to replace. Like I saw somebody.
Even the AI companies are saying, "Yo, we need to chill."
Yeah, well, and I think
you saw it. Yeah,
people are like,
they're going to Iverson right now.
Right. At first, that's what I thought he was talking about. For the low, I was like, "Oh no, he's not talking about that."
They're like, it's going to replace like truck drivers and all these things, and I'm like, it's not. It's not realistic because there's a lot of stuff that needs.
Go to trade school, pick up a trade, because
Yeah,
we're always going to need electricians. We're always going to need plumbers. We're always going to need trucks. Like, there's some things that we're always going to need.
They've already started, and it will make a huge difference.
It's going to make a huge difference.
Actually, as a former truck driver, the thing is that you have rogue drivers who don't adhere to the driving laws, so they stay up longer than they should.
True. That's true.
Heavy drug use, things of that nature, and so you're starting to have a lot more fatal crashes. And you could just look in our state. You don't even have to look in our state. You can just look in King County in the past 3 months, how many fatal semi accidents that we've had. And so that becomes the issue with people. And if they can subsidize that with the auto driving to where you can do all your shipments and you don't have to rely on human error.
I can do an auto cutoff.
Yes.
Yeah.
You already know that every now and then you'll have a computer glitch, right? But it's better than having a human that's always a constant to error.
Who just got sucked off by a lot lizard and then took some cocaine and then did crashed into something. Yeah.
And is heavy on no-dos or is taking all these pills to stay up. He's eventually going to fall asleep.
That's why I mentioned my point was because I don't think it's going to be that they can't do that because the technology's nasty. The technology's dope.
No, but I think that it's going to take a while to get.
They're already doing it.
No, but at the same time, those things there's still so much that needs to be in place for them to have automated trucks with no drivers in them and for them to be able to, because cars still cannot navigate the roads with us.
I'll tell you right now.
Successfully.
The reason I'm telling you is 2017, they were putting their models out on the roads. So they already have them.
And that's why I'm saying I don't think it would take more than 4 years, to be honest.
Have y'all seen the movie WALL-E?
Huh?
That's why I said, have y'all seen the movie WALL-E?
I've seen WALL-E. I've seen iRobot. I've seen a couple of those.
I'm just saying
because
they were up there in that bubble and they functioned. I love me some WALL-E. But I'm just saying, like, it's a lot more tangible than what I think we actually give credit to.
100%.
And because all of this, like you said, with the cars, it's all possible. All of these things are so possible, and I think that's what's we don't sit down and think about long enough. Is that a lot of this stuff is a lot more tangible than what we give it credit to.
But
and we have no idea what they're doing in the background.
A pilot only flies a plane when it's in trouble.
True.
Yeah.
But the plane basically flies
itself. Yeah.
Yep.
So if we've already leaned towards that technology, and what they say, flying in the plane is safer than driving in the car. So if they've already have the mindset that AI can be a safer option than human error, they're going to lean. Companies are going to lean on it as much as they can. No,
that's fair. What I'm saying is that it's a lot. I think it's further than we think. Even though you're like, it's like it's. We can. It's in the horizon.
You already see it in McDonald's, right? And I'll put customer service. Think about it. AI takes away the ability to have bad service. Now, it does take away the ability to have excellent service, but it takes ability from a shitty service worker or somebody having an attitude. You don't even have to deal with the attitude today.
Or my no pickle burger still end up with pickles on it because of human error. Which I worked at McDonald's.
And then I got to deal with Shorty over here saying it's like, listen, B, I am the manager.
Yes,
right.
But yes. And so there's a pros and cons to it. It's pros and cons to it.
Yeah. So that's why I'm saying I agree that it's like it can be there, but the bigger issue comes with is that if you start taking people away from doing something and having some type of a purpose, you have to replace that with something, and this is where we're coming into Medicaid.
And iRobot, they never explained. In iRobot, they never explained.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
They never explained what happened to the people who did those jobs because it was kind of like
it had to be a universal basic income.
But hold on, what happened to the people when they started creating self checkouts at the grocery stores?
They give them something to do.
No. But they lost. No, they lost. Okay, so you have usually 4 to 6 self checkouts, right? You have one person managing 4 to 6 checkouts. That would normally be 3 checkouts, right?
But now I see it myself because I'm in there every day. They have 4 people at those same self checkouts.
I've never seen 4, but
you couldn't repurpose everybody, so somebody lost. There's
always even if it says 10 or 15%. Okay, so remember when Walmart went before Congress when food stamps got reduced by 11%. They were like, because most grocery stores only exist on a very small, like
Yeah.
Safeway exists on a 2 to 3% margin.
Yeah.
Walmart might be a little bit more because they get to negotiate better contracts. So when they lost 11%, they're like, nigga, we're losing money. Walmart's actually closing stores in Chicago.
Yeah.
They're closing them in Portland. They're closing them all over on some theft stuff, not even on some like regular stuff because things have been going so bad.
But they're also saying that. They're saying that, but a lot of them are saying, like the one in Everett's closed. One of them is Everett's closing because they're like it underperformed.
But why does it underperform? So I go to Walgreens, but going back to the AI thing, I go to a friend works at Walgreens. She says we get $20,000 in theft a month.
True.
Okay, so then now AI can fix that problem, but what happens when you fix that problem? People are out of a job. They still got debt. They still have all this other kind of stuff.
Which still creates theft,
which still creates theft and crime. So you can never go all the way automatic because what happens is
you disenfranchise people.
You disenfranchise people, and then now we got to pay more money. That's why right now, why do I go into nonprofit work into behavioral health and housing? Is because it's gotten so bad over pandemic that a lot of people, the wife was working and the husband was working. The daycare now had money to go watch the kids. The wife's like, dang, actually, it makes more sense for me to just stay home.
Yeah.
So now she's out of a job, going stir crazy and that kind of stuff. The daycare workers, 2/3 of all daycares had shut down.
Yeah.
So now those people are missing, and there was a lot of part-time jobs. People would be working 12, 15, 16 hours a week. They just left the market. And so what do you do when you leave the market? Everybody can't drive DoorDash. Everybody can't drive Uber Eats. So now you're left with people kicking it at home trying to figure things out. And that's why I said AI can't totally take over unless they address the issue of people need something to do or we increase the theft. And we're seeing that right now. We got 2 people inside of here who probably were watching TikTok because they didn't have no job. And now their cars are gone.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm saying they have to address that particular aspect before they do it.
They've been testing the universal income in certain cities. Like they
tested it here. They tested it in San Francisco. They tested it a couple places.
With broke motherfuckers. And so
But that's where you don't test.
But they're growing the test subject. So before it was 500 people, but I don't think that's really a good.
But what I'm saying is you should probably take percentages, right? Yeah. A certain percentage of people should be living in this purview. Certain percentage of people should be living in this purview. That's the next thing, man. Certain percentage of people should be living in this purview. And then you study it like that. But if you study it straight off of just poor people, what happens is you're going to see the mismanagement of funds, and it's going to prove a case on why it's not a good thing.
No, but if you see all of the reports about it's been mostly a success because they've given it to people who have had jobs. So they're helping people.
The next generation is what he said is like the next generation is like 50% of the median income. Then the next one is at median income, and then 50% above median income. So that's the next thing.
Examples, just give us the damn money.
Facts. Yo, I feel it. I'm not even gonna lie.
I'm saying
it's like
this.
run that. Yo,
I'm saying
100%.
like this. Check this out. You move to Alaska. You move to Alaska. You get paid off the dividends of oil.
Yeah,
facts.
And since we are in a country that is heavily relying on technology and AI, we should get dividends off of that.
It's about. I'm telling you, in the next 2 to 3 years, it may not come in the straight check. It might come in other forms, other subsidies.
I feel like more and more cities are going to be
right now. THA. Okay, so anybody watching this, I don't know if you're going to chop it up.
Companies actually should do more rebates too.
Facts. It's going to come.
Is because
they're getting a ton of tax breaks.
Yes, one, you're getting a ton of tax breaks, and 2, you're double dipping because with your advertising dollars and what we spend, right? Because it's a nasty game.
It's sick, and so that's why I'm saying it's coming. Listen, I'm working in an industry actively where even the top players in the industry can't even fill the need. Which is why when I saw it, I'm like, oh, we got to go over there. We got to go over there because not only the need is there, but then also what's going to happen in the future. These contracts, they come up with these contracts and like, oh, yeah, we're going to give this homeboy $24 million to go buy these lots and stuff like that. Don't even really serve people for real. Mm-hmm. Us being in this thing, this is why I'm so big on education and understanding how systems work, is that if we stopped selling lashes and selling, it's cool and great, but we tend to always be in these like certain sectors. I'm like, yo, if you guys start doing business with the government, you guys start doing business with housing and some of the things that are less sexy, people can really change their lives and change their communities.
But I don't think people know that.
They don't. No. That's why we have to do more education.
Plus, there's almost risk in that too. Like with the lashes, there's only risk of the
But what's the upside?
Supplies,
But what's the upside too?
but there's upside where I can be booked. I know a lot of people who are booked a lot. But let's say.
But when we're talking numbers like $300,000 a month.
But here's the thing, though, with real estate and all that stuff, it might not take a lot. It might not take a lot. You might be able to start
guaranteed money from Department of Commerce and stuff.
But if you can't get into that, if you can't, like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
If you can't.
But it takes one being successful for you to see to be that this is the thing.
True.
I just hope that, like I said, hopefully in the future, that's why I was saying, like, no, somebody got to start somewhere. So that's why I like people like me. I'm like, yo, let's get into it and stuff like that, because like I'm just saying, like, it's gonna happen.
I also think that the people who do, especially the people in our community who do become successful in these things, a lot of them aren't regurgitating. They're not
regurgitating. Knowledge.
It's like I talked about that one week when it comes to the Divine Nine. It's like you have this elite.
You guys are up.
You have this elite. You have this black elitism, right?
Yeah.
We talk to white elitism, the elite in the white community all the time, but we don't talk to the elites in our black community and stuff like that.
And to not make it look flashy.
Yeah.
Like they're wearing
Skechers worth $20 million. Yeah.
Not just that.
Yeah.
They don't make their successful flashy.
They don't. It just is what it is.
Have to.
People, we like in our community, the people who are successful, they have to be like, hey, let me bring y'all along, and let me tell you up front, this is not going to look flashy, but it's going to work if you stay with me. Instead of saying, "Hey, do what I do," it's gonna be lit.
And you could have
bust down,
and you could drive a car like me, and you could have a house like me, and it's
we always gotta. It is kind of sickening.
What if I'm content with my life and I don't want all that? I just want to be in
a better situation for my family and for us.
And so it's like, but we have like, oh well, if you didn't go, especially if you didn't go to college, you're obviously not educated. And they do even have, post pledging, which you don't have to necessarily go to college. But they don't really rock with you.
Yeah, for
it's
not
like you do all this stuff, you jump through these hoops, you pay them the money, and they say, you know what,
you're an adjunct member.
You're not our cup of tea.
Right.
And so it's like, it's a scam. It became a scam, and they don't help. They have most of the power and don't help any black causes.
Yeah, because like I said, you still stepping and fetching for the ultimate dollar.
Yeah,
and it's unfortunate. Like I said, I wish that's why I'm in it, is because when I get it, it's like when I eat, we all eat. I really want to pass knowledge on to people, because it's like it don't make no sense in this day and age. It doesn't make sense for us in America. This is not anywhere else for us to like be down bad when there is so much availability of knowledge, information. But like I said, if you don't know where to start, then you don't know where to start. You don't know.
If people are hoarding the information,
and that's what I'm saying. Like I said, you don't even. The craziest thing. I'm smart. One of the smartest dudes that I know. I've been to certain places, but even being in those places where things are happening, like you don't get access to the knowledge that you need to go and do that, which is crazy. No. It's nuts.
They won't give you the key.
No, and it's like when I learned that, I was like, really? I'm here and I can't even get it.
And the black people that are there, they don't want other black people in the place because they feel like it takes away from them.
Yeah.
And what I started realizing, it might not be popular. I believe that, you know what I'm saying, pledging Black Greek is rooted in white supremacy.
It's definitely,
because
in a lot of ways, it does definitely support it.
Yes, it creates this gap between the less fortunate, the haves and the have-nots, right? Which is what we're trying to
eradicate. Yeah, 100%.
Exactly. And so I think that becomes the biggest part of it is, in other communities, they bring their people along. Once they get the information, they regurgitate it out. I mean, you go to the Asian communities, they're sharing knowledge. You go to the Mexican, the Hispanic communities, Latinx, they're sharing knowledge.
And it's a dual-edged sword, because there are people who are part of the Divine Nine that want to share, but at the same time, we don't even have the taste for it. And so that's why I'm saying it's a dual-edged thing, where it's like, if you make it, and then you can be able to pass the information on, and then like make apprenticeship, like I said, almost make an apprenticeship for entrepreneurialism in certain capacities, like I said, healthcare, and like I said, these non-sexy fields where it's like, I'm not an entertainer, I'm not, in any capacity doing sports and stuff like that, but I'm out here getting the bag. Yeah. I do have to say, during COVID, they did have quite a few people who started being more prominent in business, trying to like kind of create a market for Black business to do things in other areas that we didn't traditionally involve ourselves in. So I will say, it's like in certain capacities, it has definitely been happening a little bit, but it definitely needs to happen a lot more. There should be actually a succinct path. It should be. Yeah. I think it should be.
But we can get out of here. Thank y'all so much for tuning into Black Pew Podcast.
I really wish you would have recorded the earlier stuff because
we will see y'all next week. Peace.
Peace.
It was recorded.
Yo,
You're lying.